Regardless of our age, gender, or background, at some point, we all need access to certain services within our respective communities. And these can be services that are related to our health, our finances, our relationships, or any number of things that are, part of our everyday lives. And today, we're going to introduce you to the Lennoxville and District Women's Centre and some of their services and activities that are offered here in the Estrie region of Quebec. Hi there, my name is Ed Humphrey and welcome to a new episode of About Townshippers. Now in this web series we offer insight into the organizations that work both with and for the English-speaking communities of the wonderful Eastern Townships of Quebec. So it's a great chance for you to learn more about the programs you may already know while discovering other programs and activities that may be happening right in your municipalities or at least close by in the townships. Now, I recently sat down with Lucie Lavasseur. She's a community outreach coordinator for the Lennoxville and District Women's Centre. And this is what we talked about. Good afternoon, Lucie. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. We're going to kick things off by talking about the uniqueness of your organization. Now, the Lennoxville and District Women's Centre has a very unique mandate. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, in fact, we are the only women's center in Quebec that offers services exclusively to English-speaking women and their families.
Okay, so what would could you give us some examples of the services that you guys offer?
I'd like to start actually by making the difference between a women's shelter, if I might, and a women's center. Because sometimes people are confused between the two. So a women's shelter is really helping women to escape like a domestic violence situation by offering them temporary housing. And a women's center like us at the Lennoxville and District, we're offering more like a place where we can offering help to English-speaking women and their families, and also where women can help each other. So they will rally around issues or challenges that they have and try to collectively also solve these issues in our society. So it's both services, activities, but also like there's really like an advocacy part in our mission.
Oh, okay, good. Well, I appreciate you doing the distinction. I was actually going to ask you about that because when we think of women's centers, we think, shelter right away.
Yeah, so and these are very important too and very active in this time also of the crisis. There are a lot of demands actually for women to to escape like a bad violent situation. But the women's centers are also all over the territory are also very active in this time of crisis.
Okay, now say for example a woman gives your center a phone call or knocks at the door. What kind of service could she expect?
Well, first of all, our offices at the moment are closed.
Very good point.
People can reach us by phone. We did set up a helpline. That is, I can give you the number right away.
Sure, go ahead.
It's 819-564-6626. So that's also the general phone number for the Women's Center, but it's transformed for the crisis into a phone hotline where people can call anytime between like Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Can call us and get some emotional support, some listening, and referrals also to other services in the area that could benefit them. So that's one service we're offering at the moment. And we also are pursuing some of our activities we already had at the center, but we're pursuing them online. So some groups, we had like a support group for parents, also play groups for moms and their tots, small kids like ages 0 to 5. And we are also continuing these activities online on Zoom. So these are a few services that we're offering at the moment.
Now the play group, for example, with parents and their children aged 0 to 5, how does that work? How would that type of activity, how does it work online?
Yeah, it could be difficult to imagine like interaction between kids that is sort of like done remotely, but we are able to offer at least a time when the moms and tots can meet and stay in touch with that activity by doing a story time, a craft time, and some songs even live through that online web conferencing platform. So it's not the ideal, but at least it keeps people in touch and connected.
And I would assume that'd be the same thing with the Parent Tap program, where parents can phone in, and is it a listening service, or is it a
Well,
counseling?
there is the listening service, of course, available, and that's for everyone, not only
Okay.
parents. But the Parent Tap activity, it is really like a meeting at a specific time every week, where we do have like an early childhood educator. Her name is Charity Kerrigan. She is awesome. She is really super involved with the parents and really trying to give them as much information and share any tips that could be beneficial in this time of confinement. And so there is space for sharing tips and info, and again rallying again around some common challenges that we have as parents in this very particular situation we're going through right now. But I mean, that's an activity that we've been doing for a couple of years now. And it's not just in the time of crisis, of course, because being a parent is always challenging.
So usually that activity, the Parent Tap activity, that would be in person, I would imagine at your center, but now because of the COVID crisis, you guys are doing it online. So it's a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, and we also actually are, like I didn't mention, but our mandate is regional. So we are actually going in the rural communities, not just Sherbrooke, Lennoxville, where our center is. So that activity usually takes place in Stansted, Richmond, or Lennoxville. So one in one community every month, so 3 times a month
Okay.
in these 3 communities. And so we do reach parents also where they are. So but at this moment it's just people from any communities in the townships can meet us online on these workshops.
Everybody's Zooming right now.
Yeah, we're a bit zoomed out, but at least we could keep in touch in the last month, and during the summer we will put that aside a little bit, like these workshops, but we will be back with some activities in September. If we can, it will be in person, and if we can't, we'll make sure we still maintain the connection, so it will have to continue online. We'll see when the confinement is officially
Officially
behind us.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a question about a really interesting acronym for a program that you guys have, the OWL program. I
Oh
thought it
yeah,
was kind of neat.
so this is a regular activity that actually attracts like around 45 retired women in our area, and so that's a group that's very important, I think, in our community. So the acronym means Outstanding Wise Ladies, and these ladies are indeed like very outstanding, smart, and a lot of fun. So that's the only activity that we haven't been able to maintain during the crisis. We did keep in touch with all these ladies by phone just to see how they're doing, and so far everyone's doing fine. But we haven't been able to pursue that activity in person at the community hall in Lennoxville. So we're hoping to get back to it in the fall.
Okay. And I'm looking outside my window right now, and I can see the trees are blooming and the grass is getting a bit greener. And you guys have a new project as well, which is a community garden, I believe.
Yeah, that's our new baby at LWC this spring. It's a project we had in mind even before um, before everything went to hell, like I like to say. But so we really we actually had found like a couple citizens in Lennoxville who were willing to lend us a parcel, and it's quite central, not too far from the Women's Center. At the corner of Charlotte Street and Amesbury, so it's
Okay.
right in town. And so we are having access to a garden already pretty ready to plant, ready to go. And we're hoping to use it really as an educational tool, a way also to bring people together and develop knowledges, like it's basically promoting healthy lifestyles and food autonomy too. And that's a subject that's very relevant, I think, in this day and time.
Now, are you guys planning on doing that? Has it started right as we speak? Is Is it an
Yeah,
ongoing thing during the pandemic?
yeah, at the moment, the staff is slowly preparing the ground. We will have a few workshops online to give the basis of, so for people to learn the basics of organic gardening, also share maybe knowledges and see if they're interested in participating physically in the garden this summer. And then we'll just make a schedule to make sure that social distanciation is respected. So there'll never be more than 2-3 people working in the garden at once, but will still have that common collective project
Oh, cool.
together, even if we can't do it all at the same time as a group.
So I
So
guess it's safe to assume, as you say, the social distancing, the 2 meters will be respected, but the carrots are they're going to be really close together, right? Planted really close.
yeah, exactly. So, and hopefully we can get back to live like carrots pretty soon too.
closer together.
Human do need, I think, that contact, and we benefit so much for that contact we have with our members. We really miss them right now, and we really miss, like having all these events. Like we actually like started the pandemic by canceling our big yearly event, that's International Women's Day, where we had 100 women signed up for like an evening of like music and fun and silent auction, and that was also one of our main fundraiser of the year. So we were so disappointed we couldn't hold that activity, and yeah, so anyway, we're hoping to catch up later with all these nice ladies.
Is that something that can be done later on? Can you kind of decide, we're going to do Women's Day on a different date this year, or do you actually have to wait till next year to redo that?
Yeah, well, International Women's Day is usually celebrated on March 8th.
Yeah.
Our event was going to be on March 13th, so that's
Okay.
that day where it was officially declared a pandemic. So anyway, if we're going to do it another day or maybe replace it by another event that won't necessarily be called International Women's Day, we'll see. But like at this point, we can't really plan any event, any group event with a specific date for the coming months anyway. So
Okay. And if we can touch about demographics just really quickly. So I understand that you guys are the only center offering services uniquely to English speakers in the townships. Is there an age demographic that you aim for, or is it just women of all ages and young
no,
children? Or?
truly it is open to women of all ages, from, but they're mostly adults. We do have some programs where we connect with teenagers too. Like we had a program where we would go and do activities at Galt Regional School.
Okay.
For instance, we do have programs also where campaigns actually to help kids with school furniture, for example, at the beginning of the year. So families that would be low income, and that's one campaign that will start very soon actually to we will be collecting money in the community to actually to buy school supplies. And like last year, we were able to offer school supplies to more than 100 kids at Galt Regional High School, but also some primary schools around the townships. So that's one program that's quite important, one campaign. I mean, so yes, we were touching really, women of all ages and their families.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you or someone in the team, what's the best way to do that?
Well, of course, the hotline. I
Hotline, you
mean,
mentioned that a bit earlier.
like the number I said earlier, 564-6626, in the 819 area code. You can call any day of the week, and there will always be someone answering. If we are on the line, it will go to the voicemail, and you're invited to leave a message if you want to leave your phone and your name and phone number, or you can just call later, and it could be also anonymous. Or if it's really to find out more about our services and activities, then I recommend the Facebook page. So if you just look up Lennoxville Women's Center, you'll easily find our Facebook page, and this is always updated with everything that is coming, and the links also for the Zoom. And if you're not too much into the social media, well, of course, there's the email that I guess you'll give later. You'll write it on the interview, and also our webpage. So 4 ways to get in touch with us. So we're there, even though the office is closed. I mean, we're really active and really like listening to all the needs in the community right now.
Lucie Lavasseur, you are the Programs and Community Outreach Coordinator for the Lennoxville and District Women's Center. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. And as you just mentioned, we're going to put up all the information so people that can contact you, during this health crisis, but also afterwards, of course. We want to make sure that they know that you have ongoing services. So all I can do now is wish you a healthy week, a healthy weekend, and hopefully maybe we can catch up again in a month or so and see how your programs are going.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it was great talking to you, and hopefully I can meet you in person eventually, and also meet with all our members very soon in person as well.
Great. Well, you have a great day.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. The Lennoxville and District Women's Center. If you or someone you know have any questions about their services, or maybe you'd like to find out how to participate, well, you can contact them through their website, their Facebook page, email, and the good old-fashioned phone is still a really great way to get through to them. Now, my name is Ed Humphrey. Thank you very much for being here, and we hope to see you next time for another episode of About Townshippers. Take care.